You're one of the top reps at your last company. How much did you make your last year?
I'd say around like 230, 240K.
You broke records too, right?
Still believe I hold the most accounts in eco.
What made you look into other opportunities and make the jump from door-to-door pest to financial services?
I knew there was a shelf life with going door to door. I milked it as much as I can. You know, we work for 4 or 5 months. We rest 7, 8 months.
All right.
You know, what I realized is doing nothing for 7, 8 months added up, and I knew I could have done a lot more with my time. You'll hear multiple billionaires starting off door to door.
Well, bro, it's such a valuable skill set to have. A lot of the people we work with have that door-to-door experience. Like, I wish I'd knock doors, because what I've seen is like, if you can go out there and cold knock someone, like that's one of the hardest things to do. In the heat, in the cold, the rejection, getting yelled at, knocking on someone's front door, day in, day out. If you can do that for a year, 2 years, and you can be successful at that, bro, you translate those skills to anything else, like especially coming into this, we're only calling people that filled out a form, asked for our help, they're in the market for a product or service. Naturally, you're gonna tear it up. All right. Prosper episode number 4. I got my boy Melad in the house. What's going on, bro?
What's going on, man?
Dude, good to see you.
You as well.
Glad you're here.
Happy to be here.
Awesome, dude. So we've been working together for how long?
Just about 6, 7 months now.
About 6, 7 months.
Yep.
You've been freaking tearing it up in life insurance and financial services. Dude, to start off, for those that don't know, give us like the upbringing, give us the background on yourself.
Yeah, absolutely. Been in sales for quite a while now. Past 6, 7 years. Obviously I've been in the door-to-door game, slinging the pesty, and I loved every minute of it. It was a great experience. Learned ton of sales skills and how to communicate, and I think that was just like the perfect mid-20s, late teens opportunity that kind of helped me learn everything I needed to learn to get to that next level.
Gotcha. Okay. And then like taking a step back before that, so because you came to the U.S. when you were 5, correct?
I was 5 years old.
5 years old. Where'd you come here from?
From Egypt.
Egypt. Okay. And then you grew up when you came over here, grew up in the Chicagoland area.
Yep.
Okay, cool. Did you go to college?
I did go to college.
What'd you go to college for?
I went for, initially went for, science, to come get more so in the medical field, and then turned to business.
Okay.
And from there.
So what did you, so when you originally went to college, you wanted to go into the medical field. What did you want to do with that?
So my dad, he runs an eye care shop.
Okay.
He makes glasses, makes frames. Was thinking more so eye doctor.
Okay.
So that's initially kind of what I was getting into, and then after
I can see it.
taking a few classes in it, it just wasn't the road I wanted to go down.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because dude, we have a few guys on the squad that actually went to school to be doctors, and then figured out once they got into it, they're like, I don't know if this is for me. And it's like, I mean, dude, being a doctor, I mean, it can be great, but it's a grind, as you're aware.
It's a hell of a grind. That's for sure.
School for 8 years, you're a couple $100,000 in debt, so on and so forth, and you really don't start making money until into your 40s, or else if you own your own practice.
Exactly. I think I would have probably just started working around this time. Probably would have finished residency and did all that stuff, and glad I didn't go down that road.
Yeah, it's a grind. And then, okay, so you decided you didn't want to be a doctor, so transition to business to get your business degree.
Yep.
What did you want to do with that?
I knew I just wanted to be an entrepreneur.
Okay.
I knew I just wanted to run a business. My dad, he was pretty much the businessman his whole life.
Okay.
My family, my uncles, they all run glasses shops all around Egypt. So
Nice.
I knew that's more so the type of thing I wanted to do.
Okay.
And so I went down that road, learned the business side of everything. I I then went into banking for a little bit,
Okay.
for about 3-4 years, just to understand the whole system. Became a bank manager, and that came to an end about 10 years ago. About
Okay.
10 years ago, just figured that, hey, don't want to be on a 50K salary,
Right.
9 to 5. I knew that just wasn't for me.
Okay.
Knew that I wanted to go down a different path, and
Mm-hmm.
then I got into sales. My buddy, who was doing door to door for Eco Shield,
Door-to-door pest.
door to door pest,
Slinging the pest control.
singing the pest control.
Okay.
He let me know that he had made 25, 30K in a single summer,
Okay.
and they got me excited. Not gonna lie, as a 22, 23-year-old.
Right. Because how much were you making like currently when you heard about that a year?
Yeah, so I was on like a 45, 50K salary
Okay.
year round,
Gotcha.
and that was capped. There's only so much you could do. You're just working in the bank, sticking those hours year round.
Right. It's like if you put 20% more effort into your job, you're not gonna make 20% more money. You're still making the same.
Exactly.
Okay.
So I knew I had to get in something with commissions, right? I wanted to get paid my worth.
Of course.
Whatever I put in is what I'm going to get out.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I realized, and so I went down that path. Told me he made 25, 30K. That got me excited. I went out there, just made just shy of 20K, and then 7 years later, I'm with that same company, just doubled the production every year from there.
So every year you're there, you're doubling.
I was doubling.
Dude, that's solid. How much did you make your last year?
My last
Slinging
year,
pest.
I made, I'd say around like 230, 240K.
Okay. There you go. So right around close to $250,000. This is solid.
About a $250,000, 4 or 5 months there.
And dude, you were one of the top reps at your last company. You were crushing it, bro.
I was blessed to be in a good position with a good office that supported me, and thank God for that experience and every second of it.
100%, dude. And you broke records too, right?
Yeah, I have a few records over there. I still believe I hold the most accounts in Eco.
Let's go.
Say
Most
that
accounts?
Confidently. Yep.
Nice.
Just been there for 6-7 years. That just adds up, over the years.
Damn. Okay.
Yeah.
So, dude, you were doing good, and you were one of the top guys, and you were there for a while, and you were definitely comfortable. So, what made you, look into other opportunities and make the jump from, door-to-door pest to financial services?
Yeah, so I knew there was a shelf life with going door to door.
Mm.
You could only do that for so long. I milked it as much as I can. Maybe a couple more years than what I should have, but I just loved the lifestyle. We work for 4 or 5 months. We rest for 7-8 months.
All right.
So I fell into that, and enjoyed the time off. The money was great, but what I realized is that the time doing nothing for 7-8 months added up, and I knew I could have done a lot more with my time.
Gotcha.
Right, I could have put my time to maximize my time off and triple production. So that's pretty much it. I realized there's a lot more in store.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm out there writing my own paycheck every day. So I realized there's other industries out there that I was looking for more of a long-term play where I could do something year-round.
Gotcha.
Where like I said, you can't knock doors forever.
Sure.
It's good for the younger crowd, for early 20s, and kind of just getting that knowledge, and understanding business, understanding sales. You'll hear multiple billionaires starting off door to door.
Well, bro, it's such a valuable skill set to have.
Absolutely.
I mean, dude, personally, a lot of the people we work with have that door-to-door experience. And me personally, like, I wish I'd knocked doors. Like, I wish I went out there and did it, because what I've seen is like, dude, if you can go out there and cold knock someone, like, that's one of the hardest things to do. And like, in the hot, in the heat, in the cold, the rejection, getting yelled at, knocking on someone's front door, and just like day in, day out. I mean, dude, if you can do that for a year, 2 years, 6 years, 7 years, whatever it is, and you can be successful at that, I mean, bro, you translate those skills to anything else, like, especially coming into this where we're only calling people that filled out a form, ask for our help, they're in the market for a product or service. I mean, dude, naturally you're gonna tear it up. Like,
Absolutely.
you give that guy those cold knocking doors forever, and you give him a lead. I mean, he's gonna crush it.
100%. Yeah, it's. I mean, like I said, the skill set you learn. I truly believe if you do door to door, you have the mindset and you have the ability to go really do anything you want.
Exactly.
So you built such a thick skin. Rejection doesn't mean anything to you.
Doesn't even phase it.
Doesn't even
phase you if you
No.
don't go door to door.
So yeah, doing door to door and then transitioning to that next level, truly believe was amazing and a blessing in itself.
And it just makes sense. It's like the next evolution up. It's like cold knocking doors. It's like what you said, Melad. I mean, you can't do that forever. And because, like, when I was like trying to figure out what I wanted to do with my life, I was looking into different opportunities, and I was looking into door to door, and I was like, I mean, obviously it's great. You can make a ton of money, which you did, and a lot of guys did there. But it's one of those things. It's the and they, like, this is like the average the guy that knocks doors, he's got a shelf life, and that shelf life is typically 24 months, so 2 years. And it's like, so when you're in that model, it's like you're just constantly cycling through people.
Yep.
And I'm sure you saw a lot of people come and go.
Oh yeah.
So it's like, it's good experience to have, but like for me, what I look for and what's important to me is longevity and sustainability. And so I looked into door to door, I looked into real estate, and I looked into insurance. And I was, I saw door to door, but I saw that was short lived, and I was looking for something I could do long term. So I was debating between insurance and real estate, but real estate is like every 10 years or so where there's a recession, like, your job gets pretty stressful and you're out of work for a little bit.
For sure.
Versus, like, I saw insurance and just like the sustainability and longevity of it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's no in good times, in bad times, in the market. It's like insurance is always going to be around, and there's always going to be high demand for it regardless of what the economic situation. And it's like, I mean, dude, even back in the 1930s, which is like probably the worst shape America's ever been in, the only profitable place where you had a positive return on your money was in life insurance vehicles in the 30s. And then you just look at how much these insurance companies worth. They're worth billions and billions and billions of dollars, and they're incredibly solvent. So it's like, if, like, let's say like the world went under, dude, the banks would go under before the insurance companies went under. And also, I was looking at it in just like in terms of work-life balance. Like, the way I saw is like, the guys that have been doing insurance for a little bit, they typically have the best work-life balance as well.
I agree. Rather than kind of going all out for 4 or 5 months, pouring your heart and soul into it, it gets a little, weary on yourself. It's a little bit of an unhealthy lifestyle where you don't get the, typically the workouts that you want to get in, the food that you want to eat. It's you're always eating junk food, and you're always on the road, and again, the money's great, but luckily I came across the insurance industry where you reached out to me, and you're able to do that year round. You're able
Mm-hmm.
to balance life, health, family, pretty evenly, and that's what I loved. And for however much money you made in 4 months, you could make that last 12 months. So you make just as much throughout the
minimum, if not
minimum.
more.
No, of course.
Minimum.
Yeah. So that was eye opening.
Well, dude, you told me because you told me the other day you got a little bit out of shape last summer on the doors. How much did you weigh? Like, you told me you weighed how much?
So I got up to like 220.
Oh shit! How much do you weigh now?
215, 220. Right now I'm at like 185, 190.
Damn.
Yeah.
So you're in good shape now, dude. You're looking good now.
I'm in good shape. Stay on top of it. I'm able to get a workout in daily, and crush it for the rest of the day. It just sets you up for success.
100%. And it's just like what you talked about, Melad, is the consistency and longevity is everything. And to give you an example, I was listening to Alex Hormozy podcast the other day because I'm a big Hormozy fan. And he was talking about, I mean, dude, the dude's actually, he's yoked. He's yoked and he's shredded. And if you look at a guy like that, you must think like, oh, wow, he's got insane workouts.
Yeah.
But he's like, dude, I work out 3 days a week and I work out for about 40 minutes in the gym. And it's like, but he looks like that just because he's had that consistency for like 12 years where he's like had that consistent schedule, always been in the gym, stuck to that. And consistency and longevity trumps about anything.
Absolutely. Yeah, the guy is about his business for sure. He, puts the time in for work when he needs it. Puts the time in for the gym, for family. You guys, well evenly balanced, I'd say.
100%.
That's inspiring. That's obviously the road I want to be going down long term. And the insurance game is the perfect spot for that.
No doubt. Well, dude, tell me about, so when was like your first day? When did you officially start here?
So I started December like 30th. December 29th was my first day.
Your first day. How did your first day go?
It went well. Yeah, it went well. I didn't think I was gonna, more so I started for the first week or two, that I was just gonna be like more so of a learning, kind of understanding the business. First day in the field, closed a couple deals, helped a couple families out. I think racked up $7,000.
Bro, don't be humble. Dude, your first day in the field, you freaking crushed it, bro. You helped 7 families, and you're like it was like your first day out in the field. I barely knew you, and I'm just like, you're just throwing down in the group chat. I'm like, bro, who is this Melad guy? It's like it's his first day. You were throwing down, man. So it's simply just the power of leads.
Yeah.
The power of leads, and when you look at it on a fundamental level, regardless, like you take your skill set out of like your sales skills out of the equation, regardless of your skill set, whether you're a really good closer, you're a really bad closer, like take that out and you just look at it on a fundamental level, like all you're doing is condensing the sales funnel down. Like you're going from somebody that's a cold prospect to now you're only reaching out to people that are in the market for a product or service, and then you're converting them to actually sitting them and figuring out what makes sense, and then eventually converting that to a sale.
Yeah.
So it's like if you're only talking to people that are in the market for a product or service, like I said, regardless of your skill set, you're just naturally going to close more.
Absolutely. Like, luckily I did have a skill set coming into it.
Which was definitely helpful.
Which very helpful. Absolutely. Someone who doesn't, again, it's just like, you're right. Someone filled out a form asking for it. So I wouldn't even consider it sales. I would just consider it, connecting and helping.
Just order takers.
At that point. Order taking, exactly. So that was pretty cool. And then obviously the sales skill set helped.
Mm-hmm.
With different objections and things like that. But overall, I loved it, and the fact that it just you're able to help as many families as you possibly can. It's more so you're making a difference.
You're making a huge difference.
Huge difference. You're saving a lot of people's lives pretty much. You're saving a lot of families who would end up on the streets or end up losing their homes. It's so self-fulfilling and
100%.
gives you a sense of purpose for sure.
Dude, I agree with that 100%. That's gold. Because what I always say is that, yes, like obviously we're in sales. Yes, it's sales. But it's the least salesy sales job you'll ever have. Because number one is like we're only calling people that filled out a form, ask for help. And number two is like, dude, like you said, Melad, dude, I can't think of a more important product we could possibly be selling versus protection for someone's family. And it's like, dude, like when you're sitting, like when you're sitting with a client, whether it's on the phone, over Zoom, in their house, whatever it is, and you look at the husband and you're like, John, what does that look like? God forbid you didn't come home yesterday. what does that look like for Mary? Would she and the kids be able to stay in the home? And you're not even like asking that as like a sales tactic. Like you're asking that as like you're genuinely like concerned and you're genuinely wondering like, you know, what would that look like?
Yeah.
And then she's like, well, you know, I don't know what I would do. And it's like, I mean, dude, how can you not sell that? I mean, especially like a lot of the products we have, it's like, dude, anything we do ROP options, cashback options, where it's like anything happens during the life of the mortgage. If you're sick, disabled, pass away, boom, your house is paid off. God willing, you don't have to use it. You get all your money back.
It just makes sense.
It's like, dude,
it's a no-brainer. Why wouldn't you set that up for your family?
Yeah, bro. Like if somebody came over to my house and, you know, I was like, you know, working, you know, the factory, working construction, whatever it is, like, I mean, and somebody like presented that to me, I'd be like, oh, done. That just makes sense. Regardless.
100%.
And I mean, dude, to give you an example, it was this was actually around the time you first started, but I was because like we're basically all virtual now, but I was out in the field for a day, field training a new agent, and we were this was down in Crumpwin, Indiana, so about an hour outside of Chicago.
Okay.
And we had a new agent with me, and we went to this home, and it's this beautiful home, $500,000 home on the golf course, and really nice family, Hispanic family, you know, mid-40s. We're typically only in the house for about an hour, but we were in there for about 2 hours. Just 'cause I think he got declined and whatever happened. But they were like super nice, and it was a great appointment.
Mm-hmm.
And we basically we helped them, covered the mortgage, closed it out. It was great. They thanked me for coverage. We were super thankful. The whole deal. And then that was about 4 months ago now, 4 or 5 months ago.
Okay.
And then about 2 months ago, the wife called me crying, and she's like, my husband, he passed away at work yesterday in an accident. Wow. And so we just paid out the death claim, and now our house is paid off. And it was just like, you know, sitting there thinking, I was like, dude, I'd only met them I'd only spent 2 hours of my life with them. And I was only there for 2 hours, but the 2 hours I was there, I changed the entire trajectory of her life. Because she was stay at home, and dude, I don't know what she'd have done if I would not have come over there that day and helped her with coverage.
Yeah. I mean, that's just life-changing stuff, man. Yeah, you're setting them up to, you know, obviously have the, you know, the kids go to college, finish, you know, the rest of their lives, rather than them being, you know, stuck leaving the home and then figuring out a spot to live at and just fend for themselves. But yeah, man, everything about this is awesome. Just so gratifying, and I love every second of it, man.
100%. It's deep, but I mean, just super, super important stuff, bro. But on a more positive note, speaking about being in the field, should we tell them about the first time we did a ride along together?
Yeah.
Dude, so I got a story. So this was the first time that you and me had like really actually hung out and like been in the field. Like this was before you started. So I brought you out in the field. Yep. Along with my appointments.
Shadowing a little bit.
Did a ride along. It was a Saturday. We had a full day of appointments lined up. And it was like a Saturday morning. Left my house, I think it was like 7 a.m. Nice and early. We had like 8 appointments booked that day. And this was the first one. It was an 8 o'clock appointment. And it was like down in Indiana. And I was like, this was one my dialer had actually booked. Yeah. This was an old lead I bought for a couple bucks. Gave it to my dialer. He booked it. Lady didn't remember mailing it in because it was so long ago. And my dialer's calling her, and you know he's got the Filipino accent.
Yep.
And she's just really sketched out. She's not buying it. She's just like not buying into the appointment. Like, but like my dialer, like, he's good, and he's like overcoming the objections and, you know, doing his thing. And then we're listening to the recording of the appointment in the car on the way to her house.
Yeah.
And she was like, on the recording, she was like, so you mean to tell me that there's a strange man coming over to my home for mortgage protection? What? What is this? Is this legit?
I was like, what did I get myself into?
And Melad's just in the car, like, looking at me. He's like, dude, what's going on? I just, like, look at him. I'm just like, all right, well, we'll see how it goes. And then she's like, she's like, wasn't going to let, like, even book the appointment. But then, like, my dialer, like, keeps combating the objections. And then finally, it was like a 10-minute phone call. Finally, she's like, all right, well, just know I'm going to be recording. My house has cameras. I'm going to let all the neighbors know there's a strange man coming over to my home. Okay? My neighbors are going to be on top of it.
Neighborhood watch was on alert.
You know, but we'll see. We'll see, just like she said. I was like, oh, all right, here we go. All right. So I'm like, well, we're probably going to get porched, but, you know, we'll just show up. We'll see what happens. And so we knock. So I show up.
Show up with 2 people.
Knock on the door. She, like, cracks the door open. She's like, so you mean to tell me that there's 2 strange men at my house now? You didn't tell me there was 2 coming over. I was like, and I'm like, you know, Jonah, the underwriter for the mortgage protection, here for the appointment. She's like, are you a legit underwriter? I was like, you know, I showed her my state license, my badge. And then I'm like, bro, I'm talking to this lady for it was like probably a good 10, 15 minutes outside of her house. Like, just trying to like calm her down, trying to like figure out the situation. And she just wasn't buying it. She just did not like me for whatever reason. She just like didn't trust me, didn't like me, the whole deal. Like was not gonna let us in the house.
She was gonna have a bad morning.
She was having a bad morning. And then anyway, so me and her just going back and forth, wasn't getting anywhere. And then finally, after like 15 minutes of going back and forth with her, she turns to you, and she's like, "Now who are you?" And then just like bro, it was just like real calm, like no change of emotion. You're just like, Melad, underwriter, or no? What did you say?
We're here for quality control.
No, yeah, you were like, Melad, quality control, and she was like, oh, why didn't you say so? Come on in. I was like, bro.
I was like, how did that happen? How did that?
Just Melad, quality control. It's like, oh, you should have said it. Why didn't you say that in the beginning?
Those are the magical words, I guess.
And then she just let us right in the house.
And the appointment went great.
It was like it was a Fat America sale.
Fat America. She turned out to be a really nice person.
Really nice lady. Yeah.
Really nice lady.
We had a great appointment after that.
Yeah, we helped her out.
Got a good picture. She was thankful. Thanked us for the coverage. And that was that. And then we had we made a good sale. We had a good day that day. Dude, like helped 3 or 4 families.
Yeah.
3, 4, 5 families. So that was your first field day.
That was, great experience. Great first day. Learning from, a top 10 rep in FFL. So that was a blessing by itself. But yeah.
Stacking the numbers in your favor. That's what it's all about. Yep. So with that being said, if anybody's struggling with objections, just let them know. It's just Melad, quality control.
Quality control. And I we'll thank the door-to-door skills for that. A lot of little tricks up your sleeve. So anybody coming in from door to door, this is a great spot to be in.
Bro, speaking of which, because I'm sure there's going to be guys watching this that they're doing door to door, they're making good money, they're comfortable, they live a good lifestyle. But what advice did you have for them from coming from door to door to like see if it would make sense or not to make the switch?
So if you finished a summer doing door to door, you automatically qualify. You've been through more than enough rejection to be decent and you're pretty good at this. Just those little skills you'll pick up throughout the way. But yeah, anyone who's been through a summer, let alone 2, 3, 4, 5, this is the perfect segue just to that propel you to that next level of your life. Seriously.
But it just makes sense. It's the next evolution up.
100%. Yeah, it's there. It's a great long term play. You know, you could do it for the next up until you retire. It just the longevity of everything, like you said it best. It's sustainable, and I've never seen anything like it, where you can make anywhere between 90 plus, per commission, right? 100% commission.
Contract goes up to 145%.
145%, which is just mind blowing. And, the long term goals that are associated with that, you're able to, you do a lot down the road.
And dude, when I first heard that, like 145%, I was like, well, that's a scam. That's not real. But how it works for those that don't know is because like the insurance companies, they consider the first 2 years a wash, and they're concerned in making money in years 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 20, 30. Because most people keep their life insurance for the rest of their life.
Right.
So they consider the first 2 years a wash, which is why they're able to advance over 100% commission for those that don't know.
That's absolutely incredible.
Wow.
So,
Wild.
Yeah. I've talked to other insurance companies that will pretty much start people at 30%, up to 70% would be the max.
Like the most you're getting, like if you're there 5, 10 years, you might get a 90 or 100.
Yeah.
Maybe.
So on top of the commissions, the commissions are obviously amazing, but you're surrounded by a culture of just straight killers, savages, and want to be better, want to help you get better.
100%.
And it's just a competitive vibe, which that's the place I want to be. I want to be around competitors. I want to compete. I want to try to be the best and bring everyone around me up. Ultimately,
no doubt.
That's the goal.
No doubt, bro. It's like one of those things like you're in the office and you're like, dude, I'm going to do 10K today. It's like, well, dude, fuck you. I'm going to do 12.
There you go. Yes, sir.
And I'm going to do 12. And it's like, if you go in there, you're like, oh, well, that's a lot. I don't know if you can do that. It's like, dude, get out. We just kick you out.
Exactly.
Because we're just here to, we're here to support each other, push each other, and just be better every day.
Yeah.
Be better every day.
It's awesome, man. And just watching all the top guys and what they're doing on a daily basis, and you just throw up a $60,000 sale IUL. Chris Maka.
Oh my god, that was nasty.
$315,000 where he took home $280 and
280K commission.
280K commission just
in one sale.
Bonkers, man.
Dude, I was like a couple years ago, I was trying to figure out how to make that much money in a year. It's like you made that in one sale, dude.
6 months in.
6 months in.
Just learning the game, learning the process. That's what's you're able to do. That's there's a lot of opportunity, a lot of possibilities that you never thought you could do in such a short amount of time. That's it's just amazing. So
it's wild, and it's just you simply Google it. It's what's made the most millionaires. Financial services. Financial industry. Well, dude, and that's true. And just speaking from what I've seen and experienced, like working with a lot of guys that come from door to door. To be honest, dude, door to door guys are my favorite guys to work with, because like number one, I feel like they typically eliminate their learning curve the fastest with their prior sales experience, and number two, it's like, dude, just the work ethic and determination it takes to be successful in the doors. You translate that into this. And like I said before, where you're calling people that filled out a form, dude, you're going to crush it.
Absolutely.
You're going to absolutely crush it.
Be unstoppable.
Same work ethic, same grit, same determination, same drive. Translated into this is just the next evolution up.
100%. Yeah. Like I said, you built such a thick skin that rejection doesn't mean anything to you. You bring that with the work ethic that you have. We were doing 8 to 10 hours a day from 10 till 8:39 every day. So just you bring that to an office setting where everything's over a phone, the sky's the limit.
That's what's up, dude. That's what's up. And not only are you crushing it in personal production, leading from the front, just being an absolute savage, you're also building a team as well, correct?
Yes, sir. Absolutely.
Cool. So like for somebody watching this that's, door to door or, looking to work with you, how can they get a hold of you?
They can reach out to me on Instagram.
What's your Instagram handle?
Melad M23.
Okay.
You can also text me, call me. My phone number is 630-689-3699. Reach out anytime. If I don't, answer, I'm in an appointment, obviously, but I'll call you right back. You can email me. There's many ways you can reach out. I'll definitely, hit you back for sure.
Dude, awesome. Well, bro, I'm real excited for you. You haven't been here very long. You've already freaking crushed it. And, dude, I can't wait to see what's going to happen in the next couple years.
I am absolutely stoked to be here. I thank you again for bringing me on board. Pillage on the come up. The future is bright.
Pillage on the come up. Watch out, guys. All right, let's go crush it.